Salute, welcome to Battle Rap Matters podcast presented by Generation X Radio. Tap in. Yo, who seen this shit coming right here? Arguably, KC30 Prep. Now, for y'all who have Prep winning the third round, I ain't gonna argue with y'all. I just don't have him winning the third round. I got Casey with the dirty 30. You know what I mean? And that would be, to me, probably the closest round. Because to me, the first round is clear, not only because Prep choked, but because the material just seemed better in general. Dead ass. Second round, she kept her foot on the motherfucking gas. She ain't let up because he choked in the first. And hold on. Back to the first for a minute. If I'm not mistaken, right, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong for those who seen the battle. If I'm not mistaken, Casey won the coin toss and elected to go first and came out guns blazing. I think that shit took Prep back. And because she had a chance to jump on her angles early, it didn't really matter too much about what Prep was saying about the whole situation, the personals with the baby mother and all that shit. It didn't matter too much. She came out the gate swinging with those. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm not going to argue with people that's giving Prep the third. That's cool. You know what I mean? But to me, it's a 30. Now, I don't know what she doing to these guys to make them choke, or them just underestimating her, or her shaking them up. And it caught Prep off guard because she came out guns blazing, both guns blazing. She wasn't playing with him. You hear me? She wasn't playing at all. You know what I mean? And I know some people don't like her delivery, and people complain about her breath control and all that shit. And, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, her material was better. I don't have an issue with her delivery, me, myself, personally. I like the aggression. I like the fact that, because one of the problems that I used to have with some of the girls, not all of them, and my bad, my problem that I used to have with some of the women is them constantly pausing and stopping and not going straight through their material and stopping way too long for reactions and shit. You ain't got that problem with Casey. And for real, most of us didn't have Casey still being here. Me, myself, personally, I had her getting past twerk. You know what I mean? But next week, she got Gotti coming up. Now, this ain't going to be a walk in the park for either one of them. But if Gotti get up there and get rattled, oh, shorty different. Right now, she should change her name to Black Widow, because she is killing these niggas. And if she do this to Gotti, this is career changing, whether she win this 100,000 or not. Her making it this far in this tournament is career changing. Not just for her, but for female battle rap, period. Just still having her up there going to war with guys, standing toe to toe. You know what I mean? She had a little mishap, a little stumble, but me, myself, personally, I ain't take no points off for that. Because so did Prep in a second. You know what I mean? But next week, we really going to see what she about. I can't wait to hear the material. I can't wait to hear how Gotti choose to angle at her, how he comes at her. You know what I mean? And how she counter right. Because let's be clear, she does a good fucking job at counter writing. Like, motherfuckers want to take credit for her writing and all that shit. I ain't buying none of that shit. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I ain't feeding into that. That's motherfuckers just trying to get a battle or trying to attach themselves to something elite that's going on. And shorty really doing her thing out here. Salute to her. You know what I mean? I ain't got too much to say about the rest of the card. It was what it was. I still feel the same way that I felt last week about the judges. They nasty. You know what I mean? They did better this week. I still think that some of their explanations and some of the shit that they be saying makes them sound like they don't know what the fuck they talking about. I know that shit might sound good before they say it. Some of them do too much fucking talking and all that. But that has nothing to do with the way she been running through. I'm calling her Black Widow from now on. Casey, salute to you, shorty. But you got a big one coming up next week. Well, in 2 weeks, you got a big one coming up. You know what I mean? This is going to be a test right here. You know what I mean? Even if you can make it debatable and make it go to the fans' vote. You know what I mean? This one up for you. Shout out to you. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. It's not like Prep didn't have nothing. She just wanted it more. Let's be clear on that. Prep might have choked in the first, but he recovered. You know what I mean? He ain't go out like the last guy, but he recovered. And he was coming at her. You know what I mean? But her material was just better. And like I said, she learned from her mistake last week, from some of the things she heard people saying. Like, she's learning each time she get up there. Shout out to her. You know what I mean? It's looking spooky. It's looking spooky. She could really, really take this whole shit. And what would that do? You know what I mean? Imagine the next known. Her up there for the 100,000, she could take the whole thing. She could take the whole thing. This will put female battle rap under a whole new light. Her being in the tournament this long already does that. But if she win it, oh, it's different. It's different. You know what I mean? It's different. It's different. But shout out to her. You know what I mean? Like I said, I ain't gonna say nothing too much about the other battles. They was what they was. You know what I mean? They was what they was. Cortez did his thing. Jack Boy did his thing. That shit was a good fucking battle. That could have won either way. You know what I mean? But I had Cortez edge, and here and there I had Cortez 2-1. You know what I mean? For those that wanted to know, I had Cortez 2-1. But Jack Boy back. Jack Boy, small room Jack Boy. I think Jack Boy always gonna be like that in that atmosphere in a small room. You know what I mean? Rum Nitty. Rum just different, man. Rum just different. You know what I mean? People want to say they want to see something different from him. He'll punch her. But I tell you what, if he started to add some angles and shit like that to his repertoire, he gonna be hard to fucking beat. You know what I mean? But Rum got up there. He did his fucking job. Period. He did his job. Drugs wasn't ready. Come on, if Drugs wasn't ready for that. Rum was all over him, on top of that, and people always telling me, I ain't doing anything but punching. This is what we do. It ain't time to change that shit now. You don't change now. But in 2 weeks, they back at it. We're going to see Casey versus Geechee Gotti. That's the one that I'm looking forward to right there. Shout out to Casey. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining Battle Rap Matters podcast presented by Generation X Radio. I'll catch y'all next time. And one more thing, prayers out to 40 Cal family, and thanks everybody. All the new subscribers, all 300 and something new subscribers. Appreciate y'all for joining the channel. Hope y'all continue to support, and everybody that believe in what we do over here, and everybody that been over here since day one. Salute. That original 44 always gonna be right here. We out of here. I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all already know what it is. Tap in. Some of these stories y'all heard before, but y'all ain't heard them told like this. All right?